At a time when the world is effectively rudderless, let's be honest, you're going to get a group of people, let's call them bandits, who will seize an opportunity to do something that in the normal state of the planet would never have considered doing this. But a group of bandits have thought to themselves, hey, what is there to lose? The world's going to end. Everything's fucked. Let's take a punt. And if you're ever looking for a bunch of fuck nuggets to have a go at something daft, you don't have to look much further than the Egyptians. And because what these fucking idiots, these Fruit Loops, have done is they've opened an ancient coffin, right? Not even just one, 59 fucking ancient coffins have been opened by these nutters in Egypt, apparently lying in state for 2,500 years. And these guys thought to themselves, hey, what is the worst that can happen in 2020? Fucking global pandemic. Let's open up a fucking mummy. What an absolute shower of fucking dicks. Now, if a plague of locusts appear, if fucking sand creatures start emerging from Leith, then we've only got one people to blame, and it's the fucking mental Egyptians. Egyptian archaeologists clearly weren't bothered about unleashing an ancient plague or curse when they decided to crack open 59 coffins for the first time since they were buried 2,500 years ago, written by Emily Brown. I know ancient sealed coffins are intriguing, but I've also seen enough movies to know that this kind of politan really ends well. Alright, Nigel, you've gone for some kind of funny twist in this. Leave the jokes to me. Now, if you have, especially in Egypt, right, I imagine there's a whole load of shit going on, right? A whole load of fucking pyramids, temples, boxes, sand creatures, weird fucking bits of jewellery that you click together and then it flies off at the night. I imagine there's all sorts of mad shit going on, right? You're sitting fucking smoking the Hisha, some Turkish delight, a wee bit of fruity tea. I imagine your fucking mind wanders. Maybe they should be closing the fucking, the hookah bars in Egypt, in Istanbul, Constantinople. Maybe that's what they need to be doing. And leave us alone. Nobody, I imagine, has sat in a pub in Glasgow, sank a few pints, had a fucking bit of haggis, neeps and tatties. Or a doner kebab, most likely chicken tikka masala invented in Glasgow. You're welcome, world. And then went, you want to go up in the necropolis and crack open some tombs and see what we can find? No! These fucking mad bastards probably weren't even steaming. I could have some kind of understanding and reasoning, sent puffing away. Want some of that fruit tea, Ferraro? I fucking love a bit, mate. Aye. Listen, my uncle's fucking working security up one of yon temples there, one of the fucking pyramids. No. How's about we finish up this pipe, get a bit of the old fruit tea to go, rattle up, fucking 59 coffins, bish bash bosh. Open them up, see what's in there. What about the fucking plagues and the locusts and the sand creatures? That's all nonsense, mate. The world's going to end anyway. Fucking Amber's telling us, The discovery of coffin was announced last month, which is even more horrifying because that should have been breaking news. If the Egyptians have raided a pyramid and found 59 coffins and then decide they're going to open them, that should have been world-breaking news. Every single broadcast should have been halted. We should have went live to the scene and went, these mad fuckers are going to crack open a coffin that's been inside a pyramid for 2,500 years. Kiss your ass goodbye. Valhalla is on its way. Revealed like they were found in a burial shaft. That's what she said. In the desert necropolis of Saqqara. Where did you find the coffins, mate? We found them in the desert necropolis of Saqqara. It just sounds Hollywood, doesn't it? A desert necropolis. Now that's just making me think of some ancient burial site out in the fucking desert, mate. The desert necropolis of Saqqara, which is believed to have previously served as the necropolis for Memphis, the former capital of ancient Egypt. Listen, I am not a religious person in any way. I think the Bible is a wonderful thing because I think it shows you that as long as you have a good story, fact, is not important, right? And as a storyteller myself, I enjoy that kind of thing. I am intrigued by religion. I am intrigued by the Catholic Church. I think it's more the history and the history and the mystery behind it. The fact that people give so much of themselves and their life to it. I am intrigued by it. Am I spiritual? I don't know. Is there something waiting for us? Is there something else out there? Who knows? Maybe I'm too young to really consider those things yet. But I do think you shouldn't go around cracking open fucking mummies. 2,500 years ago, the world was a different place. The world was a different place. It wasn't even this world. It wasn't even the world that we live in. It was a different world. A different time. Who knows what fucking skullduggery was going on back then? The Egyptians and the Mayans. Every country was fucking mental. Do I believe in magic? I don't know. Sorcery? Who knows? Do I think you could unleash a plague of locusts? Probably not, but it's a chance I wouldn't take. Especially in a fucking desert necropolis of Saqqara. More than a dozen coffins were found stacked on top of one another in the burial shaft located 11 metres, 36 feet below the ground. Fuck that. For a start, fucking doing some burial shaft 36 feet underground to then be greeted by a dozen coffins. I would shit my knickers. More coffins were uncovered further after excavation work on the burial shaft. Antiques Minister Khalid El Anami commented, "My colleagues in the Supreme Council of Antiques," the Supreme Council of Antiques, that could only be an Egyptian thing. That has to be a country that's historical in antiques. Maybe Greece, maybe Italy could have it with the Romans. What would be the fucking ancient Supreme Council of Antiques in Scotland? This is a bit of pottery found in Pitlochry in 1604. Fuck off. The Picts came down for the Highlands to meet the Lowland people, and there was a great battle, and we found this arrowhead from Stirlingshire. Nobody gives a fuck when the Supreme Council of Antiques can go, there's a burial shaft in there in the ancient desert necropolis of Saqqara, and we found 59 coffins. You just put the wee arrowhead in your bum and go, oh, but I've got an arrowhead for the Picts. Oh, right, my colleagues in the Supreme Council, I can't even speak today, Supreme Council of Antiques discovered burial shafts filled with wooden, sealed and intact coffins. Terrifying! What would be more frightening? You find a room full of coffins, all stacked up one top each other, and you realise you're inside an ancient burial shaft of Saqqara. Or, you go down said shaft, you find 59 sealed coffins, and one of them's open. That would be more terrifying. I am really impressed that COVID-19 did not stop them from digging to unveil more mystery and secrets about a great civilization. Today, I can say most of the discoveries have been made by Egyptian teams on Egyptian soil. This is something I am immensely proud of. Fucking right on, Egypt. Yesterday, which was October 3rd, so we've probably got a bit of time now before the plagues kicks in. Authorities unveiled a total of 59 Saracopagi, obviously not an Italian accent, with officials saying they expect tens more to be exhumed from the burial site. Fucking hell, so there's going to be more than 60 in there. Studies suggest the coffins haven't been opened since they were buried, so archaeologists were given the chance to be taken back to the 26th dynasty more than 2,500 years ago when they cracked them open. Oh, that would be terrifying, man. The smell as well. What's a 2,500 year old decayed mummified body going to smell like? Farts, I imagine. Imagine you open that and you smell it and you go, do you know what, that is not as bad as my wife's farts. I mean, that's a put down, isn't it? Next time in bed. You're like, do you know what? There's a fucking 2,500 year old mummified body. Doesn't smell as bad as your ass, you fucking stinking bastard. El Nani revealed most of the coffins include mummies of priests and top officials. ABC News reports and restorers opened 2 coffins to show mummified remains wrapped in burial cloth that bore hieroglyphic inscriptions in bright colours. El Nani added, after removing the lid, we found that the 2 mummies bear the name and title of the family. Get Placid Door. Okay. The excavation work also uncovered a carved bronze statue of the god Nefertun, inlaid with precious stones, a collection of 29 statues of Fatsokar, the main god of Saqqara, a collection of amulets and figurines. The Antiques Minister said, today is not the end of the discovery. I consider it the beginning of the big discovery. The big discovery being you've all got fucking Hep C and the locusts are coming. The coffins are set to be transferred to the Grand Egyptian Museum, a huge establishment near the Giza pyramids, to be put on display to the public when it opens next year. I mean, wouldn't it all just be great if it actually turned out that it was just bullshit? You know? And actually this is just a Hollywood set designer team that have been brought in. The Egyptian ministers are sitting going, lads, listen, the fucking COVID's hit really hard, right? Tourism isn't bringing us in. Remember we used to set off a couple of bombs so that Westerners would get cheap holidays to the coastal towns? That we can't do that anymore, right? Because the fucking bastards at Apopo have got these rescue rats that come in and find out the fucking landmine. So look, you're going to have to do something that I can spin in order that we can get more tourism into fucking Egypt. What about, right? Hear me out. Young El Nani's got a fucking cousin works over in LA. Set design. What with the rock on the mummy? What about we get a couple of those props? We bury them in the desert, right? We make up some fucking mental name that it's an ancient burial ground. What are we going to call it? Like Sapuria, Saqqara. The ancient desert necropolis of Saqqara. That fucking sounds brilliant, Franco. I know it does, right? We'll say we found this in the desert. We'll get somebody for ABC or Fox News over to make it official. We'll get these fake coffins and fucking crack them open. And then we'll say they're in a museum and every cunt will come and look at them. That's a fucking cracked idea. Look at the size of the wee guy in the coffin. That coffin's about 1.5 feet too big for him. Now, is that just a standard size coffin you get? You don't get a choice in the coffin? You know, or do you shrink over time? You know, these are the questions. I tell you something, but if I found fucking 60 coffins in an ancient burial site in Saqqara, I don't know if I'd be cracking them open. So, say your prayers to whatever God you believe in. Because the Egyptians are fucking mental, man. The locusts, the plague, the disease, the famine. It's coming, man. It's coming.